What's up, y'all? It's your boy Roscoe P. Another one of my tales from overseas. This one comes to you from Canada, Montreal, Canada. I'm going to tell you about my first time going up, some of the things I experienced, and why Canada, Montreal, to be specific, is probably one of my favorite places on the planet. So I went up to Canada in February for the first time a while ago. One of the things that I didn't realize was the effect the cold. Most people, when they go places, they tend to go to warmer weather. I tend to just travel to a city that I'd never been before. If someone throws it in my face, I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me go there. And if I haven't been, then I go. And it doesn't matter what time of year it is. I just, pack accordingly and go. I must admit, though, I was not ready for the level of cold in Canada, not at all. So when I went up there in February, I had taken the train up a couple hours, and I was just like, it's another experience. Let me take the train up instead of flying or driving or taking a bus or something. And by the way, I've done all three of those. I've flown, I've driven, I've taken the bus, and I've taken the train. So I've done all four, I should say. I get off the train. I go to my hotel. At the time, I was staying at a fairly nice hotel. It was a 4-star hotel. Everything was chilling, and I didn't know my way around anything. So I was like, I'm just gonna go to the main street and walk around. And a friend of mine told me where I should stay in that vicinity. So the main street I'm talking about, because I know you guys are probably like, man, there's a lot of main streets. What are you talking about? St. Laurent. And so as I'm on St. Laurent, I don't know where I'm going. I go up, I see it, I turn left, I turn right, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just start walking. Now, mind you, it is cold, and I like layered up. I was fairly warm because I was like, all right. I put my book bag on. I'm like, yo, I'm about to be gone for a couple hours, so let me pack some things, in my bag. And mind you, this is still a major metropolis. It's not like I was in the tundra or the wilderness, but when you go around to urban areas, you still got to carry a backpack with some stuff in it so that everything is all right. I get on St. Laurent, I make a right. I could have either gone right or left. I just decided to make a right. I start walking. And as I'm walking, I'm starting to hear like a loud commotion. I'm like, yo, what is this? What's going on? And as I walk further down St. Laurent, it opens up into a festival area. And in the festival area, there was a concert going on. Now, I had never seen a concert in wintertime in my life, outdoors. And it was packed. I mean, packed. Like it's summertime or something. So I'm walking through and the band is playing and the guy's outside and he's yelling into his microphone. You see just, when it's cold and the smoke comes out of your mouth, you just see the smoke coming out. You see the smoke coming off the guy's head who's playing the guitar. I mean, it was a full blown concert. So as I'm like, wow, man, this is crazy. Like it must be like this all the time. So as I'm walking through, they have small bonfires set up. So you can like warm yourself a little bit. They have a like a ice slide. I always say a bobsled run, but it's really an ice slide that goes from the top of the stairs and it slides down all the way to the bottom. And you wait online like you would wait online for an amusement park ride or something. And I was just like, yo, this is bananas. So come to find out, it's like a winter festival for them. And they really don't feel the cold as much as we do, being a little bit further south than them. So to me, the cold was affecting me. It was bad. And I was like, this is uncomfortable at this point. But people were just outside in this concert, just cheering, yelling, screaming. I'm like, man, look, if this is the start of this, then it's going to be a good trip. And so I just continued to walk around. I enjoyed the concert. I enjoyed the festivities. I sampled some of the food, which I'm going to get to in another tale. I recently had an experience in Montreal, and I had probably the best food I've ever tasted in my life. And that goes to say farm to table, and that's some things that I'll get into in my next tale that I'll kind of link back to Japan and things like that. But the food was fantastic, to say the least. And that night, I ended up going out to a club, and I'm walking around. I asked somebody. I was like, "Hey, you know, can you help me? Like, are there clubs?" And they're so friendly in Canada, and in Montreal too. They speak French in Montreal most of the time, but when you start talking to them in English, they just come out with a like Midwestern English accent. Like they go so fast from one side to another. So I enjoyed the festival. That night I went out. Before that, I went to a club, a shake spot, a strip club. And as I'm in the strip club, I got my feet up, and it's fairly empty. There weren't that many people there, but I was just like, you know what? Let me go. Let me see what's going on. Let me check it out. It was by the hotel. I go in, fairly empty. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, like 5, 6, 7 cops stroll in. I'm like, what the I'm like, yo, somebody's in trouble. I was like, but damn, am I in trouble? Like, are they gonna bust this whole place? Like, I don't know. I've only been in this country a couple hours. I've only been in the city a couple hours, and here I am, you know, about to get arrested in this country, is my thought. What ends up happening is they were just trying to see if people were legal there because, you know, they were getting people from America, came to Canada to drink and do things because it's a younger age, but they still kind of uphold the laws. So as I'm there, the police officer started speaking rapid French to me. And I'm like, I don't understand what you just said. And then he just switches it immediately. He's like, oh, okay, cool, you're from America. So listen, can I see your ID? I was like, damn, okay, sure. And the reason it threw me off is because, you know, when you live in another country, the expectation is, even though it's Canada, you don't expect people to speak as good of English as you're used to hearing at home. You expect people to speak their native language, and then if they do speak English, to have an accent in that language, which they didn't. And I'm expecting him to bust out with like a French accent after just speaking rapid fire French to me, and he didn't. He came out. If I had closed my eyes, I thought I would be in Indiana or Chicago or something, just the way he was talking. I handed him my ID. He's like, you're good, don't worry about it. I was like, what was that for? He was like, you know, we get a lot of underage people coming in here. You know, enjoy your vacation. I was like, cool, thank you, man. Very nice people, very approachable. And I ended up asking him, I ended up asking the police officer, is there any place to like go party? And he kind of looked at me weird. He's like, what do you mean, man? I was like, you know, is there any place to like go out, not party? He's like, oh, okay, I thought you meant like the other thing too. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to do that. So he sends me to this club. It was pretty popular at the time. And I think it still is kind of popular now. As I'm going into the club, there's a line like around the block. And mind you, the club wasn't that far from the hotel. So as I start walking, it starts snowing. Like not a blizzard, but like flurries, like a light rain, right? And I'm like, man, nobody's gonna be at this club. It's snowing, you know, the mentality from here, right? Nobody's gonna be at this club. It's snowing. And what ends up happening is I round the corner, see the club, there's a line around the block for people to get in the club. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So I wasn't waiting. I'm cold at this point. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait. And as I'm walking to the front of the line, and I'm kind of looking at what people are dressed like. People are dressed like it's not cold outside. Women were wearing mini skirts and like high socks. Guys weren't wearing jackets. Here I am bundled up to the gills. Like all you could see is my face. I was like, it's cold outside. And I was just, again, flabbergasted by what people were wearing. So get to the front of the line. I'm like, look, I don't want to stay outside. The lady starts laughing. She's like, you're not from here. I'm like, no, it's cold. What can I do to get in fast? She was like, you can pay for VIP. I'm like, fine. How much is it? I really don't care. And I'm thinking like, it's going to be a lot of money, right? Like $400, $300. It's not. It was $150 50 bucks. And I got a bottle. And I was like, yeah, of course I'll do that. Like, who wouldn't do that to get out of this cold? I'm doing it not because I wanted a bottle and not because I want to show off and be like a rich dude or anything of that nature. I literally just wanted to get out of the cold. And any price I could have paid would have been perfect for me to get out the cold. I go in, I had a fantastic time, met some people, they're really nice. Ended up sharing the bottle because I'm not drinking it like that. And it was just a fantastic experience to see how people live in other parts of the world and how they adapt to weather and things like that. I mean, Japan was like that, China, everywhere I've gone, people just adapt and you marvel at it, right? Yeah, it was a fantastic time. I highly recommend Montreal, Canada, to anybody that wants to go. I'm gonna do another tale on the food over there because it requires its own tale. So, hey, it's your boy Roscoe P. It's been a blast. If you like this content, please hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel. Come out with more tales. See you next time.